Hey everyone, welcome back to Automation. It's been 2 weeks since I made something, so it's time to make something else. Last week we made this car that you can see here. It was a track variant of a previous car from 2 weeks before that. So this week we're going to go in with something brand new. Let's make a Brodozer. It's been a while. Before we start though, I just wanted to say this channel is supported by viewers like you. If you're interested in supporting me, check out my Patreon and my YouTube supporters page. I would appreciate that a lot. Alright, time for something a little bit more bad. For those of you unfamiliar with what a Brodozer is, generally it's a pickup truck with wheels that are way too large. Often you might describe this as like a pavement princess. Basically, I'm not talking about the trucks necessarily that have very off-road oriented rims like beadlocks or something like that. I'm talking about the ones that have like 24s, big chrome wheels. 24 is small actually for a truck, maybe 30s. Big chrome wheels, skinny tires, very much pavement princess territory. These are the types of trucks that you would not actually see off-road. And in a lot of people's minds, and I kind of see this, it's like it defeats the purpose of having a truck. And so it's a weird oxymoron of show truck, but then a truck is made for work, so it's like show, but not work. But anyway, let's just make one and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now I gotta be real honest with you and say that I am a truck apologist. I have a truck. I really like trucks. I especially like heavy trucks. I think they're extremely cool and I know that they're inefficient. They're not the best for the daily life, although actually in some cases I would argue against that, but I just think that trucks are extremely useful and trucks are extremely cool, and I don't know, I really like that kind of practicality. In my sort of like engineering mindset, I'm trying to see things as like the most efficient thing that you can get for your money, and in my opinion, I'm not stamping this, a truck is almost the best family vehicle you can get in North America, as weird as that sounds. Like, look at this vehicle right here that you're seeing. Obviously the wheels are tiny, so it doesn't make any sense. The wheels themselves are going to have to be a lot bigger for our build. But a truck like this is very similar to what I have. Mine is a Dodge, this is more like a Ford, but this is possibly a 6-seater with a long bed on the back, and obviously you can get them with 4-wheel drive, V6, V8, diesel, whatever combination of things that you want to sort of fit your needs. That's one of the best parts about trucks, is that they're always very customizable. You don't like the double cab? Cut it into a 3/4 cab. You don't like that? Cut it into a single cab. You want a longer bed? Then you'll have to make some changes. You want a heavier duty truck? You go up a class. It's like the customizability is really part of the draw. But if I just had to have one car for my family, I think like a hybrid F-150 would probably be what I would choose, because it's perfect for the things I want to do with my projects. Like, I'm constantly doing home projects, car projects. It makes a lot of sense to have a bed and also a decent towing capacity so I can tow a car. But then you also get a cab big enough for 6 seats, and trucks are really wide, so you can actually fit 3 car seats in a row in the back, which is helpful. So it just, I don't know, it just makes a lot of sense to me. But anyway, let's get into trucks that don't make sense. We got a ladder frame, all steel, longitudinal engine. Modern trucks are not coils or leafs in the front. We'll go double wishbone front, and we'll do coils in the back. I think that's more modern. I'm totally out of touch these days, man. Engine, okay, so our truck is a Ford, at least in terms of its looks. Let's just make it a 90-degree cast iron overhead cam. Let's do 2 valves, V8, maybe 5 liters. Oh no particular reason for that. I'm going to do a square just under 5 liters, but this would count as 5 liters V8 with all cast. I just find that to be fun. Internally cast for now. We'll see what we need. Make it a little bit of a rough engine. Honestly, this doesn't matter. This is much more of a styling exercise than it is a drivability exercise. As long as I can get an engine that runs at the end of this, 300 horsepower, we're good. I say 300, but the reality is that a lot of these engines are like 400-ish these days. Something that I see a lot on Brodozers is no performance modification at all, like literally zero, but they do tend to chop the mufflers off. So we're going to go straight through on both mufflers. 262 horsepower, that is on regular fuel. That's not good at all for a V8 like this. Let me just AI tune it for power and see what we can get out of it. 270, wow, that is nothing. I was hoping it would be a lot more than that, but alright, let's make some changes. Nothing actually appears to be particularly bad here. This might be one of the laziest 5-liter V8s I've made in a long time, but it's kind of fine, I guess. It's extremely reliable, which is good. It should be a decent engine, even at 290 horsepower. It does have a decent amount of torque. Does it matter in this case? Honestly, no. As long as it makes a lot of noise, we're set. So, skipping ahead, let's do the actual truck aspect of this. This looks like it belongs in Saints Row. One of the funniest things I think with these sort of vehicles is when they have a theme to them. So in this case I've gone like Joker theme. This was originally going to be a Mountain Dew green, and then I discovered this purple, and now I just can't get enough. But it's a little bit too good, so we're going to keep the Joker thing going on. Okay, I'm skipping ahead a little bit. Let's do 4-wheel drive. It's going to be an advanced auto. A 9-speed, what are these trucks modern day? 10-speed, I believe. 247, it's definitely not going to be quick, but it doesn't particularly matter. Automatic locker, I guess. So the biggest we can get on there, at least in stock form, is 27s, and that ain't gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make them 19, actually we'll make them 20s, and as big as the game will let me do it, and then it's probably just going to drive kind of like this, but I'll change the actual look of them to be different. So this truck weighs 2964 kilos, which is quite excessive, and we haven't actually done the big wheels yet, so it still has some room to grow, I would say. It's very, very purple, and I think that's kind of hilarious. Just for a frame of reference, because I think it's kind of cool to do this, I recently took a load of garbage to the garbage dump in my truck. That's what trucks are for. And I got on the scales on the way in and out. On the way out, and this is with myself, my father-in-law, in the truck, and also there was some other stuff in there too, so it's not like a full empty weight or anything like that, but it weighed 2,620 kilos, which is 344 kilos less than what I'm looking at right here. So this truck, although being roughly the same size, is an extra 344 kilos, which is insane. Frame of reference, again, for those who don't speak metric, I believe that's like 5,700 pounds, something like that. It's pretty heavy. It's darn heavy, actually. All right, in fixtures, let's make some changes to the wheels, because the wheels are what I need to change the most. Offset, significant. Offset, 100. That's not even enough. 150, that's probably not enough. 160, probably good. Make the wheels themselves wider, quite a bit wider in fact. That is looking good. Now, I don't blame you if you look at this and you say, buddy, I have no idea what you're talking about. That truck looks sick. Because this thing is absolutely awesome. Not saying that I would drive it at all. Like, I definitely would not be caught dead in this, but I do think it's extremely cool. Despite what I've been saying about these trucks being way overdone, I find that, I mean, way overdone is a style. It's definitely a style. I think that the reality of it is that cars, and probably the best part about cars, is you can tune them and make them look how you want. Everybody doesn't have to like what you do, and that's sort of the fun part. Now, some people get a little bit too crazy about that, and they specifically do things to make it look bad, and then they're like, oh, everybody hates my car, but secretly they just love the attention. I don't really understand that, but I do see it a lot, especially online. But if you want to dress your truck up like a Joker truck, go ahead. I'm definitely going to look at it at a car show and admire the level of detail that you put into it. Just be real and understand that, yeah, your truck looks ridiculous, but it's okay. That's part of the fun. All right, rims are absolutely ballin' right now. I'm a little bit partial to these. Saints Row is definitely an influence on my mind pretty much at all times. Those games never escape me. Let's go ahead and make it actually look like a vehicle because it's time for some accessories. Oh my goodness, these are absolutely perfect. I'm going to go for the extended some more option because I just think that's excessively cool, and we're going chrome, of course. Chrome is the way. What's not to love? It actually looks pretty good. Oh my goodness, I'm questioning my own abilities now because it's supposed to look bad. It was supposed to be bad. One of the staples of modern trucks is having a absolutely gigantic grille. And so I will continue with that trend, and I will definitely not be putting myself in the way of it. We need to put a huge grill on this thing. Like, gigantic and chrome are pretty much the exact words we need. So let's try this. I usually put these on properly, but now I'm putting it upside down because I feel like we need to change things up a little bit. Now that is properly gigantic. Okay, so it's been like 10 minutes, but I finally designed a front end for this. It has been a wild ride, but I finally got it. Take a look at that. Look at your... Okay, this is not something you would ever see, but I was just thinking, like, man, these trucks always have the worst aftermarket headlights you've ever seen in your life, and this one is absolutely no exception. It does have a Dodge-esque grille here that's honestly just for show, but everything else is very much just a custom piece put together by me, and it doesn't look that bad. This was probably the hardest part here, is just trying to figure out what to fill that with. I also put some really nasty over fenders on it because I think that they look terrible, and that's really what I want. It's coming together. I was thinking about doing like a really aggressive off-road look, but I'm loving the like shaved look of this truck. It looks like they just like cut off all the badges, all the trim that wasn't necessary, none of the front bumper cutouts or any of the aggressive stuff you see on trucks these days, no fog lights, just like a simple truck look. I'm a big fan of this, actually. I don't even hate the front end. Toning this down, like blacking these out and making these a little bit more normal, it would look so cool. But for now, okay, maybe next week we're going to have to do like a normal version of this instead of the crazy version. Have you ever seen an airbrushed tailgate? I might have done something here, just just a little bit of a creative liberty, perhaps. Just seeing what, basically testing what's possible in the limits of this game and also my own sanity. That is absolutely majestic. And I love it. So it's gonna stay. I'm ruining this truck every single chance I get. I gotta say, I am excessively proud of myself here. I need your opinion. What do you think about this before we turn to the back? Is this reasonable? Is this doable? Does this look like something that could actually exist? Because as soon as we turn around, I know this looks simplistic, but it took me a while to get here. I decided to go for hot rodded, like, bed style lights and also a chopped rear bumper because I just think it's cool. And again, we're continuing on with the bumper stickers and stuff, don't worry about that. But the mural, I'm so pleased with that. It's not really coming in the best, like it is a little bit chopped up at the top there, but man, oh man, chopped bed, everything here, the Batman symbol. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I'm super hyped about this thing. Let's finish it off so we can take it into BeamNG. Going through this, I think we already went through all this stuff. Do I really care about graphs? Honestly, not really. How fast can we go? Literally right there is fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. Wheels and stuff honestly don't matter because I modified them heavily anyways. Brakes, I made them fairly large, but they're super weak, so let's increase the size of those significantly. It is a truck at the end of the day, and it is very heavy. It definitely needs more front brake force. It has not got enough. Okay, that should actually stop, so we'll be fine there. Downforce, who cares? I made it a 6-seater with a luxury interior, premium HUD. Everything else here is probably fine. It's got full safety and all that stuff. Off-road style suspension, even though it's never going off-road. And the thing is almost 3,000 kilos. I bet those tires and wheels contribute a lot to that weight. All right, let's send it into BeamNG and see how she does. By the way, I believe these top lights are actually brake lights, but don't tell anybody. I just realized I forgot to put exhaust pipes on it. Darn. Oh well, that's okay. It doesn't make that much of a difference. Also, I probably should have tinted the windows extremely heavily. I did not do that, and now they look see-through, but it's okay. This is what the Brodozer thing looks like in BeamNG. The Joker Mountain Dew Bro is what I've called it. It's I don't know, it's kind of an interesting vehicle in a lot of aspects, mostly just because it is very unique. This is my favorite map in the game, and also you can see that things have changed a little bit on it. There's a service station. I don't know, I just figured I'd come and check it out and see what it was about. It says stop, but then it also says yield, so there's confliction here. Let's go for it. We are just gonna run on the roads, on the highway. That's what this truck is all about anyhow. It's excessively loud, which is what, I mean, it makes a lot of sense considering it has straight through exhaust. I did give it a catalytic converter, so it's not it's not completely environmentally bankrupt, but pretty darn close when you're as inefficient as this is. I can hear the off-road tires screaming on the motorway, which is kind of hilarious. We are speeding excessively, which is also very much in line for this type of vehicle. But honestly, I've almost like yeah, it's a Brodozer, yeah, it's a ridiculous truck, memes and jokes, but I've also kind of created a bit of a show truck here. If I really stuck with it, I mean, our mural disappeared obviously, but if I really stuck with it, I think I could make this into a pretty decent show truck, and something that you might actually want to take to a car show instead of something that looks like it's been slapped with AutoZone level, or in this case it'd be like Parts Source or Princess Auto level decals and things that you find at the cheapest aisle there. I did decide to give it an all chrome back rack because I just felt that that reinforced the excessiveness of the lack of work that this thing does. But again, like I don't think that all trucks have to work. It's just that's what they're made for. That's what they're specifically engineered to do. So it makes sense for them to do it. But then it's also a weird thing of like, well, sports cars are specifically engineered to race on the track. So what are you doing driving your sports car to work? The debate goes both ways. Man, they've added a lot of stuff to BeamNG since the last time I played it. This new tire noise stuff is actually really interesting. You might not be able to pick it up on the video just because of the way I mix my sound, but yeah, it's loud, this thing. I got to admit, the engine really doesn't sound remarkable at all. I was hoping it would be a little bit more interesting than this, but noise-wise, it literally just sounds like a V8 in this game. Like, there's nothing particularly interesting about it. I guess because we did flat plane crank last time, I'm kind of just used to that sort of noise, but nothing that fancy today. You know what we need to do though? We need to go get stuck in beach sand. I feel like that's pretty much exactly what happens. And if this had a tow hook on it, then we'd be struggling to pull a boat out of the out of the boat launch. Oh yes, right down in here, although, you know, my height might actually give me a small advantage in this area. Let's see. I could probably make this thing taller as well. Oh yeah, no, we're good. I was a little bit worried I was going to end up driving directly into the water and then not be able to get out, but we're fine. Considering it has less than 300 horsepower and it weighs 3,000 kilos, it's not slow, it's not fast, but it's not like excessively slow or anything. Definitely could be faster, definitely should be faster. It's not, but it doesn't matter. Again, aesthetic purposes only. My daughter is fussing. Boys, we gotta speed run the rest of this video. Well, I'm interested to know what you think of this truck. What do you think about cruising the beaches in Cali with this sucker? Paying whatever it is for a gallon of gas down there, probably an excessive amount. Hydro-locking yourself on the beaches of the California coastline. That sounds like a pretty good way to end this video. Something I always do is excessively crash that whenever I'm driving into something. We're gonna have to get up some speed and do that real quick because that's just the rules around here. First of all, I have to escape the beach. A little bit harder done than said. Okay, four-wheel drive. Is this thing viable? Nah, I'm totally beached on the beach. Four-wheel drive, low range. This thing completely off. Let's just go and see if I can't just climb over a small wall. No! This must be my driving. Come on now. This thing is more capable than that. Using our massive height to our advantage. Still not enough. Okay, you know what? You know what? Screw it. Whatever. Whatever. We're just gonna do this. High. Sport mode. Yeah, there's your crash. The front bumper actually didn't fare too well on that. Alright, let's end it here, boys. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking around despite me not really posting as often as I'd like to. I mean, I'm posting the same amount as I was before. It's just my timing is completely screwed up these days just due to... Oh, wow. just due to things not always going to plan. That's what happens when you have a young baby, a newborn specifically. They pretty much take over in terms of timing, and there ain't anything I can do about it. Hey, I escaped! Genius level. A little bit broken, though. Okay, we'll crush this thing at another point. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to check out my Patreon and my YouTube supporter stuff if you want to get into that. There's some perks on Discord with that, and other stuff coming up soon. More SnowRunner next week, more other stuff too. I will eventually get some more videos out. Don't worry about it, I'm just extremely behind on my schedule. See you again soon. As always, it's time to give a special shout out to those who have chosen to support this channel via the Join Button supporters group, and also those in the Patreon are up here as well, but specifically the $5 tier on YouTube is Overlord, Terry01, Sinlab, J Pope, Davis Heister, Baja Blast, Goofy Plays, Phoenix Shark, Badger, Mancini Country, Shadow Jasper, Eiluk Volheimilk, and Mike Bailey. Thank you for supporting this channel, guys. I will see you again soon. More stuff to come.